Hi everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today we're going to take a look at a knife from Spyderco. This is a new knife introduced just this year, and in fact just at this point in the year, late in the year. This is the Tatanka. It's billed as the largest folding knife Spyderco's ever made. And in fact you can see that the box even hardly fits it. It's just bursting out of the box. So let's take a look at that. It comes in bubble wrap, and it comes with some literature and a little foam bed there. Keep the knife damage free. This particular write-up about the knife it's not a write-up about Spyderco knives in general, like sometimes you get. This write-up is all about this knife. And one of the things I noticed on here, it says here, the Tatanka represents the dawn of a new era in Spyderco's expression of folding knife design. Not sure how to take that. Maybe that means that they're going to start building bigger knives from now on. I don't know. But it is a nice sized knife. Comes with this tag on it that's on the clip, and it says, "Due to the size of this knife, please use extra caution when closing. Not recommended for chopping." Okay. And we'll take that off there. Alright, there you go. There's the knife there. Kind of just hand size right there. And it is definitely the biggest Spyderco knife I've seen, and apparently it is the biggest one they've made. Opens with the familiar thumb hole. There you go. Yeah, that's quite a knife. You know, to me, that's the size a knife should be, in my opinion. But it's good to see Spyderco coming through with a with a good-sized knife. Most of their knives are really in the small size, and I think that's why I only own one Spyderco knife myself. It's the Valaton, I believe is the name of it. It's a good-sized knife, and I did a review on that if you're curious about it. But it's a great knife as well. Spyderco makes great quality knives. I'm not saying they don't. But this is good to see them moving up to a little bit larger size where you can get a little bit more use out of it. Well, let's talk about the specs. That is a 5-inch blade. Actually, it's just slightly over 5 inches, and the steel is VG10. It is 4 millimeters thick steel, and it is a saber grind. And as you know, that means that it's got. The grind begins right here where it is, as you can see, and it's a flat grind down to the secondary bevel. And then it does have a swedge here, which aids in piercing, but it still retains a lot of the full thickness, all the way out to right there, to that point right there. So full thickness if you count right to the tip of these. Right to the tip of those swedge and grind there. So it still gives you a good strong point. It assists in the penetration there, piercing. It's got a lot of good belly for slicing. I don't know if you can see this here or not. That says Siki City, Japan. I'll see if I can move in on that for you. But that is, of course, as you know, a great knife making. Knife-making city. There are the familiar thumb ramp jimping, which is, you can really see it there in that shot. It's like a comb. Yeah, and that really does give good grip. I've really got to. I think Spyderco's jimping is some of the best out there, no doubt. I really love the thumb ramps and the jimping. It's all in the right spot, and it's good, effective, grippy jimping. The thumb hole makes it completely ambidextrous, and you don't have any any thumb studs spoiling the look of it. It's just a nice clean look, clean line. And that is, as I said, a 4mm stock. So that's good thickness. Handles are made of G10, and it does have full stainless steel liners with a full stainless steel back spring and back spacer. This is a stout, sturdy knife, and it's put together in a very robust way. Those liners are extra thick. I mean those are good thick liners, but they are skeletonized, so the weight isn't overpowering. It does have a lanyard hole with a collar, which I like. I like that touch always. It does have a 4-position pocket clip. 4-position, tip up, tip down. And you can see the texturing on the G10 there. It's the typical standard G10 texturing. You know, gives you good amount of grip there. You know, good enough to be tacky and feel grippy. There's the familiar you know, half moon or divot in the lock release there. And this particular lock is a little bit different. It's not just a standard back lock. It's actually a 2-piece lock. And I was curious about this. I took a look at it, and from what I can tell, it really functions basically a lot like the Axis, the Benchmade Axis lock. So what I mean by that is, when you press down on the lock release here, you can see that there. It breaks. See how that breaks in two that way? Well, what's going on here is right. If I can get that for you. I don't know if I'll be able to, but right here on the tang at the back of the blade, there's a spot right in there. There's sort of a scoop. It's sort of a scoop, almost not really deeply scooped, almost flat, but a little bit scooped there at the bottom of the blade, and that comes around. And what happens is that this front piece here, it just snaps on top of it. So what you've got is you've got this stop pin here, prevents the blade from continuing to rotate back, and then this piece here snaps flat down and is laying flat on top of the tang. So the blade can't go down, and the pin makes so that it can't go up. So it's locked. And really, essentially, that's what you've got in the Axis lock. You've got in the Axis lock, it's a pin that slides forward on top of the tang so that the blade can't rotate. And really, this is doing very much the same thing, except in a different way. It's an excellent, excellent strong lock. Really like it. Pocket clip is strong. Very good. Very tight, very strong. And it's black, which is my preference. Ergonomics, very good. You got a lot to work with here. You also have this choke hold, the choil here, where you can choke up this way, so you can get some detail work done like that. Or you can, hold it back for some real piercing, that kind of thing. Really nice. Does take 2 hands to close. I would recommend anyway. The blade does center perfectly in the handle. I always like that. I mean, it's just a detail that I look for. I like that. It just looks like quality to me when I see that. It is put together very well. Fit and finish is very good. No gaps, of course. Nothing unsightly. Very, very good quality. The weight of this knife is 9.2 ounces overall. The length overall is 11.5 inches. So consider whether or not that's the size of knife you want. I would recommend it. You know what I always say, You can do little jobs with a big knife, but you can't do big jobs with a little knife. So that's my motto. And finally, as far as sharp goes, it is astonishingly sharp. Now I know Spyderco is one of those knife makers, among others, that ships their knives just fearfully sharp. But this one is at the very top end of that. I mean, this thing has really got a scalpel edge put on it. And I like that it's going to have strength because it's a flat grind there. It's not the hollow grind. And it does have a flat spot here, so it'll be easy to resharpen yourself. And it's VG10 steel, so you know you've got great steel. It's a lifetime knife, really. I mean, this is a great, great knife. Good to see Spyderco coming out with something like this. Really glad to see it. Highly recommended. I can't imagine that you wouldn't be happy with this knife. I mean, what's not to like? It is all knife, all day long. That's the Spyderco Tatanka. There you go. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you again.